afternoon, guys. Thank you for tuning in. This is another live stream Sunday episode of CTalkTV. We have some special guests up here, fresh new faces. I don't think anybody on here has been here before. As always, my name is John. You can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Valentina.
Hey, I'm OT White.
Hi, I'm Gabby.
John.
I'm Lo.
It's two jobs.
Yeah, two jobs. So thank you guys for coming in. I really appreciate you taking the time out to be a part of this panel. We have some very, very good topics lined up today, so I really hope that I get some good, honest feedback from y'all, because I think they are kind of controversial. You guys asked in a little bit of, like, actually read some of the
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all know what's going on. But before we do go ahead and start with the topics, want to make sure the sound is good. So if you're tuning in, please give us a good thumbs up real quick, just so we can make sure the sound is good. Also, while we wait for the sound check, please hit the subscribe button. It should be right here. Subscribe. Like, share with your family and friends. I would like for them to tune in as well. And if you're watching on the YouTube app, go ahead and click the live chat button. That way you can type in your feedback, let us know what you're thinking. Especially if you have some good feedback about the topics. If you want to address anybody here on the panel, you definitely can. We do look at the comments, so we'll pick those comments out and figure out which one we want to elaborate on. Still waiting on that thumbs up. Once I get that thumbs up, we'll go ahead and start. And while we wait for the thumbs up, how's everybody's week been? What's been going on? Just chilling. Nobody did anything fun this week?
Short.
I mean, I got a show like this evening.
Oh, yeah?
Comedy and shit. So.
Yeah. Where at?
The old Ava Center. I think it got bought out by some other people. But,
Okay.
Yeah, like.
I was just there yesterday. They had Afro Fest, Afro Soca.
Oh, okay, that's what's up.
I'm not doing that, but
I think I saw it after that.
So
It was cool.
Yeah, how was that?
It was
good?
cool. Yeah.
Good?
Not much people, but it was nice.
That's what's up. So you excited?
Make their money tonight.
I mean, they did make their money. I'm not gonna lie.
You excited about the comedy show?
Yeah. Got new material. I'm gonna try it out.
Oh, okay. Just real quick, how long you been doing comedy?
8 years.
8 years?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's good. So what's it like coming up with like new material, trying to engage the audience? What's that like for you?
Doing new material sometimes is nerve-wracking because you don't know what's gonna be funny. You get in your head.
You don't test it out on people?
I
Like
do,
family,
but see,
friends?
this the thing. Every audience is different, man.
Gotcha.
You dig what I'm saying? So I could try out material with my friends and shit. Everybody's laughing, right? And then I go do it. It's a church function.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So now I can't even talk about ass and some more shit. So yeah, man. But it's cool though. Like I get to talk shit and people pay me to do it. So
Yeah.
it's fun.
Yeah, I mean, that's always awesome when you find something that you enjoy doing. I'm sure you enjoy it. You've been
Yeah,
doing it
for
for 8 years.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay.
So
That's what's
churches
up.
will pay you to come.
I mean, not churches anymore. I'm not like a gospel comedian. I've done some church gigs. I've done a couple, but they always give me this whole disclosure, like, please don't send me dirty material. Yeah, come on, it's church.
So, so what's that like? You got to filter out your material just to...
The funny thing is, right, I really don't have dirty jokes like,
Okay.
that I perform. Like, whenever I'm on stage, I'm not really dirty, like, because I'm scared my mom's going to see something. And then there's going to be a whole family meeting about it, and I ain't even trying to get in the mix of that.
So your alerts like going up. Bing, bing.
Yeah, man. And funny enough, my parents are actually going to be at the show today. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm opening up for, I don't know if you guys know who Kim Bakassi is. He's like
Oh,
big,
I saw that.
yeah, so I'm opening
the
up for
ad.
him. And my mom, like big Nollywood addict or whatever, she's a huge fan of his. So
Okay.
yeah, she was talking about, oh, it'd be nice if somebody got me tickets for the show. All that shit, so yeah.
Slight
Man, that's what's up.
request.
So they're excited about seeing you, but they're also excited about seeing
I don't think they care about seeing me. She really want to see, okay, so yeah.
Like twist.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
I'm
Nothing
sure she's
personal.
excited. All right. Thanks for sharing that. We got the thumbs up, so we're good to go. We're going to go ahead and jump into the first topic. When I first read this, I was like, do I really want to talk about this? But it is controversial. It will spark some ideas and thoughts, maybe in a good way, maybe in a bad way. So we'll find out. So very first topic is, So this is a tweet posted by a guy, and he says, if you're a 28-year-old man, why would you want to marry a 28-year-old woman? Well, why anybody wants to marry a 28-year-old woman is beyond him. You're at as a man, you are at the start of your prime, and she is at the end of hers. Her biological clock is ticking. Marry a young woman with lots of fertile years ahead of her. Be smart, not soy.
Wow.
I'm really struggling to make sense of this. It's 2021, like WTF. 28 is the start of a man's biological clock. Is that really true? And is it really the end of a woman's biological clock? There are a lot of invalidities in this tweet. So just would like to find out what y'all think about this. First of all, let's start with the biological clock. When does it start or end for men?
For sure ain't 28. That's bullshit. I don't know where they came up with that.
It
But
starts at puberty, and it ends for a man when he's dead. For a woman, maybe like 50.
That man was just spilling a bunch of nonsense because we've gotten so much scientific knowledge that we know that even a 22-year-old can be at the end of her biological clock if she has some kind of like disease or illness, right? So for him to say something like that when there's people that are 35 still having kids or people that are 40 still having kids, there's ways we've adapted to have kids without being in danger, you know? So for him to say that, that's just so backwards and like just shows that he has such a closed mindset to everything that's going on. So
can we see the geological location on that?
Geological, honestly, because where is this facts from?
That person is.
He has to be. I feel like he has to be.
That person is in the Navy. That's not here. That person is in the.
Well, so, I mean, granted, I have heard plenty of females in their late 20s talk about how
the clock is ticking.
Yeah, the clock is ticking. By now, they were expected to be married and on their second child. They get nervous about the fact that they're going into their 30s and they still don't have a child because they feel like, I've actually heard a handful of females say around like 32, 33 is like it's a lot more difficult for women to have kids, and they don't want to have to deal with that, not saying that they would. So definitely not trying to say like what this guy said is right, but I can think back and say to myself, okay, I've heard a lot of females say that. Now, I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know. I have not studied the science to understand what the facts are, but I know what I hear, you know?
Yeah, women say that because that's all we've known all our life. Think about it, like growing up in Nigeria or anywhere you're from, like that's a minority place. Most women will say, oh, you have to get married quick because no man wants like you to be 30 and trying to have kids. Because that's all they know. Back then, they didn't have the kind of technology or anything that we have now to make things possible. And now we're so much more even like open to the concept of adoption or even IVFs and stuff like that. So things are possible, but because we've been conditioned to think a certain way that our biological clock is ticking, it's just something that
I
keeps
think
coming up.
on the one hand, you have to acknowledge that it's actually true. It is actually true.
That
Yes, it is actually true that it is harder for you to have a child as you get into your 30s, especially 33, 34, 35. That is true. However, if you are open to doing IVF, and if in your mind you are able to afford it, because that is also another aspect.
Right.
Like if you're able to afford IVF, if you're able to afford all these other options, then that's not true for you.
What's IVF?
I was thinking these things.
In vitro.
I said, well, what percentage know it?
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so on one hand, biologically, yes, it is true. On another hand, yes, society has conditioned us because we didn't have these options before. So it's kind of like old age meeting the new age.
Right.
So it is true biologically, but we have more options.
Yeah,
now.
but from like a social perspective, a lot of women like to plan their life. So I think about it like me. I don't want to be like 50 and my kid is in kindergarten. Like it's just about how I want to plan it. Like, and I know sometimes you're not supposed to plan things like that, but like at 28, like I could say, okay, maybe a woman should be like married or whatever. But if it doesn't work out that way, it doesn't work out. But the fact that the guy is like saying that, oh, a 28-year-old should like, you know, don't date a 28-year-old or a woman your age. I just think that that statement itself is backwards, and it depends on each individual woman. It depends. Some women don't want to have kids. Some women don't want to get married. So you can't just put all 28-year-olds in that, like, you know, that age gap.
It's like, yeah, it's like putting expiration date on women. Are we milk?
Yeah.
We're not expired. What are you talking about?
No, I think, like, okay, he made, this point was a 28-year-old marrying a 28-year-old, and then he also mentioned about, you know, being fertile and all of that. Yeah, the fertile part, that's cap, he's talking nonsense. But 28-year-old male and a 20-year-old female are not on the same wavelength, technically.
Because women are more mature than
Yeah,
men.
yeah, you have to trip that side.
Women are more mature than men.
How
They're like that.
old are you?
You don't need to know.
That's the
So
context.
yeah, like I do feel a 28-year-old male shouldn't be marrying a 28-year-old female. Y'all not on the same wavelength, like at all. It's not gonna work. I mean, it could work, but chances of it working.
So what age female should a
I feel like
28-year-old man be getting married to?
28-year-old man shouldn't even be getting married.
I knew you was gonna say that.
Like,
Bro,
I knew you
28-year-old
were gonna
man.
say that. Why can a 28-year-old man not get married?
Nah, what for
If he
what?
knows what he
Oh.
wants.
Bro, you still got
If
2
he
more
knows-
years of being 20 and
What?
doing 20 shit.
Where's the
You can still do that with the person that you're married to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, my 20 shit, you
Exactly.
can't do in a relationship. You feel me? So I
It
need to
depends
be.
on what relationship.
So
What kind of relationship I want to be
let's
in.
go back. Like men were getting married at an earlier age, and women were getting married at a very, very young age, like teenage
Yeah,
right.
years.
Yeah, back in biblical times, like.
No, not even.
Not even.
No, we could say early 1900s it was happening, right? I would say maybe late
It's still happening in
1800s.
some places
Before
today.
Oh, yeah,
technology.
Even-
Even today, it's still happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just interesting to hear this because you're saying a 28-year-old man should not be getting married, but we can see through history, men that
Okay,
get
let's
married at a younger age.
use you as an example now.
All right.
You're obviously over 20. It's from
Oh
Why
my
you put it?
God.
that's the evidence, right?
Yes, yes.
And I don't see a ring on your finger.
Oh, absolutely.
And so you're not married.
Yeah, I'm not.
And why?
Yeah.
Why?
Whoa.
Maybe
No, wait. Why now?
maybe he hasn't found the right woman. It's not about his
Because-
age.
No, I will say this. When I was younger, I always told myself I wanted to be married in my 20s. Now,
But what happened?
we all, life happened, I guess, because here's the thing. We all,
Reality
no,
happened.
no, we all have plans in life, but it doesn't pan out exactly how we want it to pan out.
Right.
So it's not saying that I changed my mind and did not want to be married in my 20s. I'm just so happens I'm in my 30s, so I guess I get married in my 30s. It hasn't happened yet, but it doesn't take away the desire for marriage. So, because plans don't always work out the way we want it to, and that's just how it is, you know.
I'm noticing like millennials overall are getting married older than our parents.
Our parents' generation.
Yeah. So 28 right now, it's like I remember when I was like that. Like when I was like 16, I just assumed that when I'm 28.
That's the funny thing, because that's the same age I said. I said I'll be married at 28.
Yeah, it seems
but
so.
And
now
I
it's
got
like-
older and I was like,
Yeah.
nah, bro, that's bull. I got some more time. I don't want to.
You felt like you had more time.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure when
More
you
time for what? More time for what?
So
I have more
to be-
time
More
for
time.
finishing.
I mean, he's an entrepreneur, so maybe like
to be single, figure my shit
Yeah.
out. Why I gotta be home? Look, y'all two came here with an agenda.
I said finish it. Finish it, that's all.
Man.
Don't just leave it hanging. More
I'm
time
just-
for what?
I'm-
More time for you
right.
to build your business?
To
Then
figure my
say
shit
that.
out. Yeah.
Okay, to
I'm
figure
not
it
even in a place to be like, yo, let me add another individual.
Thank you. And
Most
that's
28-year-old men
are not.
not,
And
bro.
that is why.
Most-
And that is why.
People think it's sometimes because of finances. Sometimes it ain't, bro. You gotta
It's also
mentally be ready
mental.
Yeah.
for that.
That's true.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is to see the same person every day, bro?
That's the
This
mental
guy,
strength.
You have to
this
That's
guy,
real
It's
though.
not even a commitment issue. No.
this guy.
It's
That's
not.
real.
It's not. Look,
I-
do you know what it means
No
to
sense.
be in a house with an individual every day?
I mean,
And
what's
you
wrong
see
with
him,
that?
you see him every day. There's nothing wrong with it. But I'm saying a lot of people don't think about this before getting into that. You gotta really think about everything critically, bro. It's not just the fucking
But then
wedding
you
day.
But then you get to a point that you overthink and then you just pass everything.
Yeah.
No,
Your life just passes you
You're
by.
missing me. You're missing my point. I'm saying you have to know this. You have to be ready for that and accept that before you get into it.
So
If
I
you
will
haven't
sometimes.
accepted-
I agree.
Just
I
You know
agree.
what I'm saying?
Just playing devil's advocate real quick. How is that different from growing up in a household with your
Seeing
siblings, your
everybody,
cousins?
Right.
I don't want to see my siblings every day. I don't want to see my parents every day.
Damn.
I don't. I'm pretty sure everybody here can say that they can't, like you, when you saw your, growing up, living with your family, right? They go on your nerves.
But wait,
And
you're
your
asking,
spouse is going to get on your nerves. That's
But wait,
inevitable.
Yes, I
asking
get that.
like-
I get that. But are you ready for that?
wait. You're
Are you
acting
ready
like
for
you're
it?
seeing them
Mentally.
24/7, like 24 hours a day. No, she's got to work too. You have to work. Maybe she works night, you work day. Like you're not.
And
seeing
that's
each-
what they call healthy relationships.
I
Right.
get
that.
So there's such
Valid.
space, and then
See.
there's time that you do things together. Now you're making it seem like, oh no,
You're
you
just
got to
shackled
see
to
them.
this person.
No.
24
I feel like-
hours.
See, now I'm not making it seem like anything. I'm literally saying what I'm saying. Y'all are making stuff seem like something else.
What I feel like what he's
That's
trying
what
to
I
say,
mean.
just overall, like a 28-year-old man usually doesn't think
You're not ready for that.
Like
now
that.
I'm ready for that. But I'm saying as a 28-year-old,
20. Usually not. And a
your
20-year-old
mindset
woman-
is not on that, bro. You're not on. I want to see her every day. That's gonna irritate the shit out you, bro.
And a 28-year-old woman, she probably
She
is
ready for that.
for that kind of
The
commitment.
difference though
Goes
is
back to
you get to pick who you want to spend the rest of your life with,
Right.
right? So I mean, yeah, you can say, okay, that person's probably gonna get on my nerves, but at least you get to pick who's gonna get on your nerves. Because you spend enough time with that person to be like, okay, this is, to at least to get to know that person for who they are.
Right.
And you figure out what it is that you like about them or don't like about them. At least I'll hope that you like more things about them that you
Of course.
don't like about them, of course, So for me, that's a huge difference. Me growing up with my family, I don't think I felt like that. Like, oh, my family gets on my nerves. Oh, I don't want to be around them. Or this, that, whatever.
I mean, it's not like I don't want to be around
No, you
my
just
family.
cussed it.
But
Probably.
no.
Don't double back now.
You heard it.
I'm being real and honest.
Nah, he's
Everybody wanna
Everybody
want to sit here and act like they had this perfect Cosby family,
Nah.
right? And everybody was happy all the time. Y'all ain't fight, bro. I love my family, but there was times that I ain't love them. You feel me? Like,
But that doesn't mean, oh, I want you out of my house, or oh, I don't want to see your face. You see them say hi bye, you don't even have to say hi bye. You can nod, you can get your food, you can go where you need to go to,
can you do that to your marriage?
Yes!
Can you just-
Yes!
But
Yes!
you consider that healthy?
Okay, so you're
Yes,
telling me
that is healthy. That is healthy. You
time.
have to be able to allow someone, if they need space, they need space.
Space.
If they are having a rough day and they want to be alone, leave them
See,
alone.
see.
As a 28
That is fine, right? That's fine for a woman. A woman,
Exactly.
a woman can say, "I need space," and you gotta respect that.
No, I'm talking about
But
the
let a
man.
man
No,
say, let a
yeah.
man
No,
say he
I'm
needs
literally
space.
talking about the man.
Okay.
If he had a long day, come back and you see that he's actually upset, give him some space.
Okay,
Like,
what
you
if
know
he doesn't
what-
have a long day? What if he just wakes up one morning and says, I just need space?
Women
You
are
take
like
that
that
personal.
too. Like you could just be on your period and be like, I don't want to see you today.
Yeah, but a nigga
Like,
can't be on
and
the
that's
period.
it.
But
No,
you can't be on
no,
take it
no.
personal.
No,
You take it personal.
That's another discussion.
Right.
My point is this, right? You guys can say that whole "I need space," so y'all could be feeling some type of mood because based on periods or whatever y'all got going on, right? And y'all can do that, and we gotta respect that. The second a man does that, and like I really just, it don't gotta be a bad day.
Well,
I really
find a
just,
woman that's gonna respect when you say, I need some space.
Yeah, like, that's
just
crazy.
it.
I
That's
can find that, because usually women,
I'm gonna put out a Craigslist
Hey,
ad.
Craig, I need a
like, I
woman.
need a woman that tell when I say I
You know what I'm
need space. Because
You just be like, I'm not in the mood right now, and you say it in a tone that is like, okay, and then she'll be like,
You said
fine.
that
She
next
can be
thing it's all,
salty
he's
or
cheating on
whatever, but eventually she'll understand.
Why she gotta
Why
be
she gotta be
salty
salty?
though?
Because we're humans. We get
Yeah.
So, okay, no, but you
But if
gotta-
a man be salty because y'all moody, it's so that he just
No, you can
don't
be salty.
understand women.
Who's the
Right.
So wait, so
Equality.
let's-
We can both be salty.
Let's go back to the maturity.
That's how
thing,
you get high
because
cholesterol.
Earlier, I mentioned there's a maturity difference between men and women. So you take a 28-year-old man and a 28-year-old woman. Who's more mature?
Woman.
The woman.
The woman.
Is. So by like how many years?
Shit, 10 years.
I say
Nah,
I think it's 34. I'm gonna be very
Wait,
real.
what do you mean?
So I actually agree with this statement to an extent.
So
I don't
6
think
years
you can
difference?
say. Yeah, I think honestly, I think the around 33, 34, maturity wise, from my experience, I don't know. Everyone, even friends, even people that like I have grown up with, like your mind, male, generally 33, 34. Sometimes maybe 32 is you have the same type of maturity thinking about those things that person, that woman was thinking about 27, 28, about family planning, about this and that, and you know what I would do in a partnership with someone. You know what I mean? That's just my
So now
experience
you
or
can't-
opinion.
So women should be going for 6 years
Older than
them.
women.
In my opinion, like I don't look. It's not controversial.
Damn, my
I
parents
don't
20
care.
years
when you-
apart.
In
That's crazy.
my opinion, yes. I think most of our parents had age differences. And let's be honest about it, most of our parents just did.
They did,
Yeah, my parents had a 10-year age difference, okay? 10.
So you want to marry someone 10 years older than you?
Like, look.
Wait, how was their marriage?
Say sugar daddy's hungry.
Still together. I mean, a loving home, but I watched them grow into the loving people that they are. You know what I mean? So I understand that in relationships, things will happen. And because it's a partnership, you just have to be open to that. But either way, 10 years, that was them. I think 6 years, anywhere from 6 years to 10 years before it becomes too much of a problem.
So any less than 6 years is enough, is like, no?
I feel like there are always exceptions.
It's
though.
possible. It's
There
possible.
are always exceptions. There
Yeah.
might be that one person who's below that threshold that is just
Right.
mature.
Yes.
You know? So
And
yeah,
I just
that's-
don't
you
even
can
agree
never
with
just
the fact
knock it
that the
out.
guy just blatantly put it out there, like a 28-year-old male.
Yeah,
should
he
not
just
be-
had like
no,
a specific.
that
Wait,
I'm
shit.
against that. Like,
Yeah.
fine, maybe like
So can you marry your age mate?
no,
Why?
but still, you shouldn't just put it out there like, oh,
Do you know how you
that's
sound
the
right
way
now?
that
No,
was.
do you know how you sound? Do you know how you
No.
sound? Let me explain how you sound.
Okay.
You're saying he shouldn't say it even though that's how you feel.
Yeah.
So he shouldn't say
No,
you're
he's
lying.
making it seem like that's like the rule book. No,
I think that's it. It's
Yeah,
not a shouldn't. You
Listen.
shouldn't say shouldn't.
Okay, cool.
Right.
He shouldn't say should even though it shouldn't. Because what you're
No,
saying.
because
Wait,
there are
now.
some good ones.
Wait,
Right.
now, wait. Let's say you're 20. I don't know how old you are. Let's say you're 28, right? You wouldn't marry your age mate.
No, wait. How old do you think I am first?
I would say 40. I'm like,
No.
I'll say,
Jesus.
I'll
No.
say like 26.
26. Thank you. I'm 21.
Jesus.
That's what we're talking about
Hey.
with maturity.
Hey, God. Hey.
So you're expecting me like
Don't marry your age mate.
exactly.
To marry anything at all.
That makes sense. I know what 21-year-olds are doing right now. So exactly 26. That's what she said. That the age gap.
So you feel like, okay, cool. So now people say that women mature faster than men, right? So,
You also said it too, don't
By
you?
6 years,
Yeah,
right?
you-
yeah, cool. So now a man who's 28, then how old is he really mentally then?
22.
23.
Jesus.
23-ish.
According to
24
what
at
they're saying.
best.
At
22.
best.
Where you gonna get these signs from?
Yeah, exactly.
Where your sources?
Wikipedia.
She said,
Her life experience.
This is, so what I'm saying is
Hey,
now.
fellas.
But there are anomalies.
as
There
a
are
Christian-
anomalies. There are anomalies.
They actually are a
Yeah.
lot of.
Yeah.
how you say
Okay then.
that?
Anomalies.
Let me ask this then. Okay, so if you're 21, but mentally you're what, 26 or 28, Abi?
I don't like
Yeah,
this game.
27.
27, right? Okay. So
25. I'll say 25.
Yeah.
so that means you can marry a guy who's 28, but technically because he's 28, he's really 24.
So it's really.
Wait, what is happening
So
here?
it's really.
your age mate is actually the same age.
The same age.
And he
Yeah,
was
Maria.
still immature enough, right? So that's
I'm
still
also arithmetic.
Yeah, we at the same.
after the math is math,
the same level.
Yeah,
still
it checks
same.
out.
So this is why marriage is complicated.
There's
It's a lot of math.
involved.
You gotta solve for
There's
X.
math
You get what I'm saying? It's a lot that goes into this.
This one is for the math.
Wow. Jesus.
Yeah, this is crazy. I never thought about it like that.
Jesus.
I definitely do believe that women are more mature. More women are more mature.
I like that.
There we go.
More women.
Yeah, because
I
I don't
I
want to
said
say
not all women.
not all women.
Nah,
There's
not
plenty
all
of older women that I've met that are
Oh
that
yeah, there's some.
Yes.
not such maturity at all. Because it's really about how you think and the things that you value and all that kind of stuff. So, but before we go on to the next topic, just touching on the biological clock, I would like to say, and I'm not a woman, so I don't want anybody coming at me.
Unless you got a
Disclosure.
hormonal imbalance or something.
I would like to say a lot of that, from what I've read, is affected by the way the things we consume. Let's just say that, and not saying in totality that's what it is. I'm sure a lot of things are biological in terms of genetics and things like that. But there are a lot of things that I feel like can be combated for men as well. If you eat right, take care of yourself right, drink a lot of water. Body's, what they say, 70% water. So think about how much water you should be consuming versus actually eating. And when you do eat, there are a lot of good, healthy things that you can eat.
So it's
that
gonna make
help.
you mature?
I don't know about that. But it will give your body the things that it needs to function properly and at least stay away from as many health issues as possible.
Just to add to that, I think when they say biological clock, they mean like reproductive clock. So my grandpa was like, what, 70 something, and he knocked up a woman.
Okay.
So
Like,
but it's not the same thing for like
A
his
woman.
second wife, whatever.
Mhm.
But it's not the same thing for a woman, you know, like that's what they mean by biological clock. A man can be hitting and be moving and be getting everyone pregnant, but a woman can only get pregnant to like a certain
Until she
time.
hits menopause, which is when her
Right.
true
Yeah.
So, which
clock
is why,
starts.
like, most, especially when you put it in a Nigerian woman's head, like, they're like, okay, I need to do this quick, because, you know, then in the family, it's like, oh, where's your husband, where are your children?
And
You
that
get married,
pressure,
it's not
uh-huh.
over, you know, so that's why I think, like, that statement.
And you don't know, not, most of the times you don't want to just have one child.
Right.
So it's like you want to start
Right.
at that time.
Also, you want to be snatched when you're like 40, like, you cannot just
How many
be
of
like,
our parents, our moms are snatched?
We're trying to
well, we're trying
Okay,
to
this is
change
new
that.
generation.
We're trying to change
The new
that.
generation.
I mean, I know a couple girls who had kids and they ain't bounced back, but that's neither here nor there.
They
Continue.
didn't have
It's a
kids
So, on that note, we're going to jump into the next topic. This next topic is just as controversial, and I'll let y'all see what I mean. All right, so we got this on Twitter as well. Shout out to Twitter for the great topics. Well, the people on Twitter for the great topics. If a man says, I don't want a child, and the woman says, I am keeping it because it is my body, then she should be 100% responsible for that child. I'm gonna read that again. If a man says, I don't want a child, and the woman says, I am keeping it because it is my body, then she should be 100% responsible for that child. It is unfair for a man to pay for choices he didn't make.
Jesus.
See?
Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, God.
That's the part I don't
Okay,
agree with.
so-
He made the
Hold on,
choice.
hold on, hold on,
All right,
hold on.
so no man should be forced into anything he is not ready for, because sometimes when men actually do want the baby, some women say they are not ready. He doesn't have a say-so if she wants to abort.
This is, it's 50-50.
Okay, I just want to start with that second part that says decision that he didn't make. No, when you're fucking, you did not make this decision to be fucking. Is it
Now,
not
see,
equal?
there's a loophole y'all missing.
Okay.
If she tells him this, if they have a discussion prior to them having sex, right? He mentions, look, I don't want no kids.
How many
If
men
she
actually
says,
do that?
I mean, it could come up in convo, it's possible. I mean,
Okay.
it happens. Let's say they've had that conversation on the first date or whatever, I don't want no kids. And she's like, damn, I actually want to have kids. And he's like, shit, what we gonna do? We've already had this convo. If somehow we converse and it leads to us having sex, you know, I don't want no
But
kids.
I hear what you're saying, but here's the catch. A lot of people don't have this conversation
Mhm.
until when it actually happens.
Yeah.
Right.
And
But if they had this conversation prior, and then they have sex and she gets pregnant, it's like, look, I told you my stance on this.
That's so
And now I
smart.
can't be no asshole. You can't be trying to paint me as an asshole. I told you what it was. You know what I'm saying? But if they didn't have that conversation, that's a whole different topic.
Yeah, which is the majority of the
Yeah,
situation.
yeah.
So what happens then? If they
Yeah,
don't have that-
yeah.
What's your take on that? Like, if they didn't
I
have
mean,
that
bro, you put your dick in there, bro. Like, I don't
Say
say,
that
you know what happened.
and stand 10 toes on that.
You know that's what happened. That's what come with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right, that's the
Just
risk.
hope that she ain't crazy, bro. And you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, bro, it be like that. I have a friend, but I'm not finna say his name. I have a friend. Back when he was like 21, he went to the club, bro. Met a chick at the club. Just met her.
she was 21 too.
I don't know, right? took her home. They had sex, bro, and she got pregnant that night. He didn't talk. I mean, because it was like a one night stand thing. And he didn't talk to her again. He didn't talk to her again for like at least a month or some shit. And she messaged him like, "Hey, yo, I need to talk to you." He's like, "What's up?" She said, "Man, I'm pregnant." He don't know this girl. He don't remember her name or nothing at all, bro. They got a 10-year-old kid right now.
Dang.
So is he in the child's life?
Yeah,
Well, I guess he is.
they're not together or nothing. Like he married to somebody else, whatever. But he got a whole 10-year-old son, bro. You know what I'm saying? But like, you did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter how you feel, you put your dick in there raw and bust in there.
Yeah, I feel like that's
You know.
kind of different though, because if that was like not saying that he was aware of what he was doing, but it was a junkie situation. They didn't have that conversation of, I don't want kids, blah, blah, blah. He made a stupid mistake, so now he has to own up to it and actually follow through and take care of the kid, right?
Yeah.
But if you've had a conversation with somebody and say, I don't want kids, I want kids, and that's y'all's understanding, then that's when this comes into play.
Right.
You know?
And I just feel like, okay, well, I lost my train of thought.
But even if you did
Let's talk
it,
to it.
even if you did do it, and I'm kind of iffy, right? Because I think if this does happen, and you talk about it, and the person is open to getting an abortion, or whatever, and they lead you into thinking that they will, and they don't, that is like a whole nother situation in my head, right? But if you don't have that conversation and you pass 6 weeks, you can't even get it anyway, whatever, there's nothing you can do. And then I also feel like, but you have a choice though, because if I don't want to go through the process of having an abortion and all that stuff, then I'm sorry. Like I don't want anything inside of me. I don't want, I don't want none of that. You know what I mean? So it's unfortunate, but those are my beliefs, and I can't.
Yeah.
So that's when I think it gets a little, a little.
So let's go to the
very-
responsibility
Yeah.
part though,
One
because
thing.
at the end of the day, regardless of if you want a child or don't want a child,
That's your
you
DNA.
took,
I mean, don't be having sex
both
wrong,
people
bro.
had
Exactly,
unprotected
wrap
sex.
it up.
Don't be having sex
Yeah.
wrong,
So,
because you
but
kind of know.
let's go to the responsibility though. Like, is it fair for a man to say, you know what, I'm out, and then the woman just deals with the situation?
Nah, you
Like,
can't
not
do that,
fair.
bro. The second, bro, this when you make that decision. The second your dick get hard, bro, that second, bro, and the hole right there. You have a few seconds. Once it crosses that threshold, nigga, you did that. You had ample amount of time to think before you know what I'm saying? And even while you stroking, you could have said, you know
my
what?
Jesus.
I shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
And pull out. You know
But
what I'm
even if
saying?
you don't do that, and
Bro, every
afterwards-
time you switch positions, you had a chance to pull out and not do this no more, bro, but you went through with it.
Okay, just to play
You
devil's
went through with it.
advocate, like,
Mhm.
I don't think, according to the question, I don't think it's fair for, if the guy says, I don't want to have this kid, but he still has to, like, go through the whole payments and everything, like, it's not necessarily fair, because, like, the person said, if it's a woman, like, that says that, she wants to have the child, or she doesn't want to have the child, and the man wants to have the child, then she's gonna go ahead and get rid of it.
Then don't
because
fuck, bro.
my body, my choice, right?
Then don't
But-
fuck.
So
Simple, don't fuck.
I just think that it's not fair to the guy.
No, don't
Is what
fuck. It's not about not fair.
So,
think-
no,
It's not about not
Yeah,
fair,
it's
bro.
not like-
Please correct me if I'm wrong, OT, because I think what you're saying is, in my mind, because what I captured in my mind was, women have the power in this situation. And when I hear OT talk,
No,
he's
men
saying
got the power
to you,
too.
as a man, don't do it.
Yeah, bro.
Because that is the only power
That's the
that
only
you have
way.
in this
Yeah,
situation.
that's the power
because,
you got.
You can't make that decision for the woman. If she decides she wants to have an abortion, she will. And you want to have a kid, she's going to have it, the abortion, because she doesn't want the kid. Now, if she decides she wants the kid and you're like, I don't want the kid, she's going to make whatever decision that she wants for
Power
herself.
is also hers.
But I also feel like if a woman is making that decision, she should be in the financial place to take care of that child by herself,
That's
with
not-
or without a man.
That's a whole nother story.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
women get pregnant just to get money.
I mean, there's that kind of.
There's,
No, but
yeah,
also
not all women.
people choose to have babies for religious reasons sometimes. A lot of people, especially a lot of Catholic people, at a certain time, right?
Religious
now
reasons?
they don't.
I
No,
don't
because
believe in
people
abortion.
they don't believe in abortion,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
and that is
Yes,
hellfire.
yes,
But like if that person did that specifically for that reason, what do you tell them? Like,
Does religious reasons count as a justifiable?
See,
Wait, say that again?
Religious reasons, does that count as a justifiable?
I think it
Yes.
does, yes.
Yeah,
I mean, to each his own.
yeah, people have beliefs and they.
I don't
They
know
live by
about
them.
y'all. I don't know about y'all, but in
Six.
high school we had sex ed, right? In sex ed, they taught us two things could come out of having sex: STD or pregnancy, bro. You dig what I'm saying? So before you get into it, before you have sex, these are the two things that could possibly happen. Or none of it could happen. You could really go do it and just roll the dice and nothing happened to you. But one of these two things could possibly come out of this. So you gotta protect yourself.
That's right.
Absolutely.
You dig what I'm saying? You chose to not put a condom. That was your power. You had that will to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Now,
what if
I
they
like
did?
that.
What if
now
they
it's
did?
different. You put a
Yeah.
condom on and she get to rip that hoe off and stick. Now it's a hoe. She done raped your ass. You know what I'm saying? Then it's a different. But that ain't the situation, bro. Your dick got hard. You made that decision not to wrap your Jimmy and get in there and you bust in there, bro. Like that's all you. You can't put the blame on her. You know what I'm saying? Men need to be more hold themselves more accountable. Like you chose to do
I mean,
that.
it's very, very awesome to hear you say that because I don't think a lot of men have reached that, back to maturity, have reached that maturity standpoint of thinking.
Bro,
like
if you
that.
ever had a scare, bro, boy, I'm telling you, man, the second you have a pregnancy scare, it put everything in perspective, bro. And especially when the pregnancy scare is with the wrong bitch, woo, not to call anyone bitch, but with the wrong female, bro, your life flashed before your eyes like, damn, she ratchet, bro. My mama can't see her. Like, damn. fuck, bro? Like, you think of everything, bro, and it's like, this can't be real, bro. This can't be my life. You know what I'm saying? And then you get that miracle call that she lost the baby, and you like,
Jesus. We could have gone to pregnancy test negative test.
Oh, God.
and scene.
Is it even legal for us to be having this conversation in Texas anymore? Like, can we even talk about this in Texas anymore?
I mean, shit, it'd be like that.
Free speech, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can.
We'll talk about what you
But nah, the point is, you as a man, because people want to make it look like women have all the power. I get it. But you still got some power, bro.
But wait, there's a different perspective in this. We're in Texas. At 6 weeks, like, you basically don't newly
Bro, you wouldn't even have to deal with the 6 week shit if you wrap your dick up, bro.
Okay,
Let's be
but
serious.
if that
It doesn't start
There
from
you
the-
go!
It doesn't
I
start.
like that.
People think it starts when she says she's pregnant. No, it started when y'all had sex.
No. Think about it like this. Even if the woman doesn't want the kid, but at 6 weeks you can't abort in Texas.
See, that's
So-
even more of a reason to wrap your dick up. If now you know, okay, not only can I get an STD, I can get her
that's
pregnant,
yeah.
and then if she gets pregnant, I might not be able to get an abortion because we in Texas. So that's 3 things you gotta
So
have in the
don't
back of your
travel
mind before you have sex, bro. If she gets
That's
pregnant,
very
she can't abort it.
That's very
Yeah.
real.
You get what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
another thing to think
This
of.
is
bro.
actually about to be like a real
Real life
situation in
Bro, what?
people in Texas
Yeah,
for real.
A lot of people are probably going through that right now.
Yeah.
Especially when you don't know who the baby daddy is.
Hey,
Gee.
Hey,
Murray.
What kind of life you living?
that's not what we are talking about. That's not what I was going
Elaborate
about.
real quick. You said it's about to be what now?
That's about to be a real problem in Texas for guys. It's going to be a very big problem because if the woman is finding out that she's pregnant and she tells you and she's actually open to getting an abortion and you are excited that she's going to get an abortion and then you realize it's past 6 weeks and it's going to be illegal for you to get an abortion and both of y'all about to have to raise this baby, it's about to get really real for some
I
people.
mean, what's stopping them from going to a different state?
If you got the funds, but
Side note.
if you live in college, if you live wherever, you know what I mean. In some places you can't do that.
A lot of people don't know
Drive all
this.
the way.
A lot of people don't know this. When you have a kid, you have 3 days to decide if you want to keep it. And you can go leave it at the fire station. But, you know what I'm saying?
Why do you like this?
But it's a fact. It's a fact. People don't know that. I want to let you know you have options. You're not just all the way there. You got options. 3 days. It's a law. You got 3 days after she had the baby.
3 days.
Y'all can really talk about this. Be like, look, I know we missed our chance at the 6
we have
week mark.
72 hours.
But we got, you know what I'm saying? Countdown. What you want to do? You want to keep this mug? You want to keep it?
Countdown.
You know, leave him at a fire station. And you good.
But then your whole life, you're going to think of that moment.
Yeah. Drugs. You get over that.
What?
Oh my goodness.
But actually, people change their minds when they see the beautiful.
You can track them down. If you change your mind, you can track them down in social services and get your kid. You can
Really?
do that. And adopt your kid. You can
And
do
then your
that.
kid is scarred for life.
Yeah,
And then
everybody's
you gotta
scarred.
raise-
Who isn't-
That's what we're trying to combat.
Who isn't scarred?
Right,
I'm
we're
not
trying to
emotionally
Trying to
scarred.
break cycles.
Yeah.
Your advice is bad.
I mean, it's good to know
It's
this.
not an advice. I was just giving you an option. There's another option.
It's good to
There's
know
always
there's plenty of
options.
options out there.
Yeah.
There's
But
always
it
options.
does, I think what this topic is really talking about though is the power that people have in this situation. And I like what you point out because reading this, it pointed out to me that women have the ultimate decision power. But then if you go before that, like you said, okay, man, you actually do have power in this situation.
It's just that this man
How
is an idiot.
strong
He's
are
an
you?
idiot.
Yeah, I mean, and that's very true because it's like, how strong are you in that moment to make that decision where you can actually exercise your power? Because after that, you pretty much put the power in the
Yeah.
woman's hands.
You know, a lot of guys, the people don't know, is a lot of guys only use condoms if the girl makes them use the condom. Niggas really go to a sneak link, bro, with a condom in their pocket and don't pull it out unless she says something. This your insurance policy. You know what I'm saying? You got that hoe sitting there.
It's to get into.
If she don't say nothing, you go in there like that. But if she says, you got a condom? Oh, yeah. You front like you know, responsible in some more shit. But
Yeah.
But
When
you
you need
forgot. Yeah.
What you weren't gonna do is you're not
Yeah.
responsible.
I can't even talk about this conversation.
these are men like, you know, beneath me. I'm
Beneath.
not on that level.
Well, for sure, we're all kings and queens, so we should
Oh,
be up on this level, right?
Exactly.
We all make mistakes, so, but you shouldn't stop pushing to be the king or the queen that you want.
Absolutely.
Oh, this is very interesting.
Texas needs to crack the whip on sex ed though. They
Oh,
need to
they
put
do.
that thing in the books now. You have 6 weeks.
You got
6 weeks.
Yeah, that should be accurate.
actually
So
wrap it up.
if you got pregnant right now, would you keep it?
Wow. Get in person.
I bet you think about who got me pregnant. Though.
Yeah, it honestly depends on who. Yeah.
So you got options. Then it's a lot. How many niggas is?
So, no. So
I'm
when
just
you-
saying, if I was with someone and then got pregnant,
So
and
when
I
you say
liked
who,
the
what
person,
are those options? I mean, what are those, not options, what
Criteria?
Yeah, what's the criteria?
For you to want to keep it,
Yeah, because you said it depends on who.
Yeah, so,
So
what,
it's like,
what are the criteria for them to
checklist.
have for you to
Yeah,
keep
you
it?
said
For this child to survive, what's the
just a loving
Yeah.
home and
So you only fucking niggas with loving homes and I'm trying to figure out how you like pick these niggas. Like on days you like you got a loving home nigga?
If you have the money.
what any girl would want for her child, you know.
Can he
Man,
provide?
you don't know that.
Thank
a
you.
Why
safe,
just say it?
Alright,
Why
cool.
just say
Okay.
it? It's always about money.
nurturing environment for
Yeah.
the child. You don't
And
wanna
as long
bring
as
a
also I
toxic
wouldn't
man.
suffer raising the
Exactly.
child, you know.
Childcare.
That's a big.
Who can provide the child care?
You don't want a
So what
toxic
about-
man.
I don't
raising a
mind
child.
providing the child care, but I just don't want to suffer with somebody
what about
with
family?
a child.
Like,
His
would
family.
you, if it was somebody that you know your family would accept versus somebody
Oh, absolutely.
wouldn't accept, is that
I
big
think-
for
I
you?
think
Is that
that
one of
plays
those
a
bad?
But you know, for some people, and I would say, I think, let's be honest, for some women, including myself, when you get to a level where if you know this is someone your family wouldn't accept, you be iffy. For women, for men, they don't be caring
They don't
sometimes,
care.
okay? But for women, if you know it's somebody like your friends don't accept, your family wouldn't accept, you be like, you're a little hesitant.
You know, in
So
the back of
then,
your mind, you're thinking, why am I even messing with this person?
thank you.
What do I see
So the
you?
probability of this happening with that person is so much less because I'm not about to, you know what I mean? No, it's just not.
So if you really, really like this person, but everybody around you is like, nah, they're not really vibing with the person.
Yes.
Then I would have already made that decision when I kept staying in the relationship with that person that it doesn't matter then. At that point, if I stayed in it knowing that all that stuff, then it doesn't matter. So if I have a baby with this person, I already made that choice that I'm gonna be with this person regardless. So
Lay your bed.
Is that
Like
different for men?
it.
I don't think,
it's not the same. It's not the same for men.
so if you,
Men is for anything
for the
else.
fellas, if you're talking to a female and your sister, your brother's like, they're not really vibing with the person, but you really, really vibe with this girl.
I ain't gonna lie, my sister ain't finna suck my dick, so my sister
Oh,
can kick
shit.
rocks, bro. What my sister's opinion mean to me, nigga? The only person's opinion that could really kind of matter, but still is not the end, like, final deciding factor is my mom's, bro. If my mom don't like you, it's gonna affect me. I'm gonna try to see what is it, you know.
You said final deciding factor.
It's not. I said it's not the final deciding factor, but I would literally, you know,
Don't make it
consider it. Yeah, because it's my mom's, and I really care about my mom's. Like, so if my moms don't like you, because my mom like everybody, so if she doesn't like you, something wrong with you, bro. So I really got to figure out what it is. You get what I'm
So
saying?
what
But
if you can't even find out?
then
You
I'm
can't
gonna
figure it
I'm
out?
like, Mom, I don't know, you tripping, man. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay, see,
but
that's the difference with men and women, right? Because men, they'll really, if it's something, then it's something, and can I actually get over that one thing that my mom doesn't like? But for women, it will be 3, 4, 5 things that your family doesn't like, your friends don't like, and you will still tell yourself, like, you know, it's okay, you know, we're gonna da-da-da.
Gonna
This
write
just
it
because you
out.
da-da-da-da, because I'm gonna write it down, that's my you know, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
We're just sometimes a little.
I ain't gonna lie, I dated this one chick. The only reason the girl was a good girl, bro. She was literally a good girl, bro. The only thing that my mom didn't like about this girl was that we're from different tribes.
Ah.
Stupid, very dumb, bro. Really dumb.
That's not.
And I can't say I'm not gonna be with this person for that. That's stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Are y'all
You know,
together now?
no, we're not. But that's not because of that. Like, just
Your
like-
mom knew, though.
No. It was not, my mom didn't know shit. Like the fuck, my mom didn't know shit. The reason we broke up was because of like distance. Like I ended up moving to Nigeria for a year, and shit just fizzled off. We still cool to this day. Like it wasn't because of her tribe. Like that didn't make
Yeah,
no difference.
I don't think that's ever a good reason.
Yeah, it's not a good
to like
reason.
somebody.
I mean, that seems to be the dilemma for a lot of African families.
Yeah.
Is, you know, if you marry outside of the tribe or date somebody outside
I already told
Which
my
we are
mom, get over
slowly
it.
getting over.
That, yeah, but I think
Slowly.
for women mostly, like now, it's like we're okay with it. Like you just want to be married to the right person.
Yeah.
But you know the dynamics is usually like it's the boy. Like when people get married, right? The guy, his mom is who cares about who he's marrying. His dad usually doesn't give a damn because the dad's like, I get it. Sometimes we like different shit. You know what I'm saying? But then
So
with
it's
girls,
right.
it's her dad who cares about who she's getting married to, and the mom
Yeah.
is kind of understanding on that whole love shit.
Mm,
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but the moms are only understanding when it's their daughters, but not when it's their sons. You see that bullshit?
I mean,
Because
it's-
moms are kind of more protective over their sons, and
Yeah,
dads are
yeah.
more protective over their
Yeah.
daughters.
But
In
I've
African
seen-
cultures,
seen-
that's how I see it.
I've seen
The
different
opposite.
experiences, the
Mhm.
opposite of that.
Yeah.
Similar but different, you know. So I mean, for me, I've seen moms that are just like that with all their kids. You know, like not,
Picky about who the kids
you
get.
know, they're very picky about whoever the kids are with. I've seen that, and it'd be for
They want to marry
what
their
I consider the
Oh, they want to
marry
dumbest
their own
reason, you know.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, that's definitely one of the situations that African families are dealing with, especially with, I think it is gonna change. I think it might take some time though, but I really do feel like it should eventually change.
I think we've made progress. We made good
You feel
progress.
that
I
way?
think so.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, because sometimes I don't feel like I see the progress. I mean, what do y'all think? Y'all seen the progress in that?
Yeah, the progress is there, but it goes back to, is it more the dating part or the marriage part? Because dating, I see that the Africans are usually just chill when it comes to, when it comes to marrying out.
But I feel like if they're already okay with you dating somebody,
But
like, and you're taking them seriously, let's say you're taking them seriously,
Okay,
not
you're
like
taking
a
them
whatever relationship, like a serious relationship, then your parents should already have it in the back of their mind that that's a possibility, you know?
Yeah,
So,
well,
Sometimes our
my,
parents don't even know we dating people.
I mean,
Very
that's,
much so.
that's what I
Most
feel
of the
like,
time,
yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Like, if you're dating this person, all these criteria, you're probably not gonna be looking for it as hard. And when you decide, okay, I want to marry, then it changes the whole.
But now you should know if somebody's like serious with you, like you want to marry that person eventually, you see a possibility of the future, so you should have brought them to your family at some point.
Not, okay, I guess
Or
that's where
maybe-
it switched with men and
There's some
women.
families that are different,
Maybe.
right? Like there's some families where you can actually introduce your boyfriend or girlfriend to your Nigerian parents, and they're cool with that.
Yeah,
Your families where they want you to introduce who you're getting married to.
that's it.
I don't want to have to deal with,
Anybody
you with this
else.
person, I start liking them, then y'all break up, and then I gotta not like them no more.
Yeah.
So like that's what my parents taught me. My mom's told me, she's always on my ass, when you finna get married, when you gonna get married? But like she wants me to bring someone that I'm getting married to. Like she doesn't just bring
Not just
a girl I'm talking to.
That's
like.
a little risky.
And it makes sense though, because why introduce someone to your family and then y'all end up breaking up? Like,
Because what if you end up loving this person so much and you finally bring her to your mom, like, hey mom, this girl I want to marry. Mom's
your
like,
mom's like, she's not it.
then what are you gonna do?
I've decided if my mom says that, first of all, I'm gonna assess this person, right? But my mom says that, I'll be like, okay, what's your reason?
It has to be
And you
valid.
have to give me a valid one, bro.
Like a real valid.
Because
What if she
I'm
says-
gonna
What if
assess.
she says, yeah, what if she says, I prayed about it and I just don't
I
see
tell
it.
God.
Okay, then tell God to tell me.
Okay, go ahead.
Because my mom does that
No.
prayer shit.
If she says, I prayed about it and I just don't see like this girl
Okay.
is
Tell
like
God to
future in
tell
our
me.
family, or you know,
Then
she's
I-
never gonna have kids, or if you
I'm
marry
praying
her after
about
5
it.
So
years,
God
you're
talks
gonna
to
die.
everybody.
So
God told her that's
God
not
told
getting married.
everybody.
God
Well, not the
told
person
That's
that's getting
getting
married.
married. Nah, don't give me another
He
reason.
said-
Bullshit. No,
A
no.
vision
No.
to a
So
messenger.
that's what you
There
said.
we go.
Yeah, bro,
Forward
that's
the
cat,
vision to
bro.
me.
Because the thing is, me, I feel like I'm a
But
really
what if she's not hearing that? Like, how can you convince your mom that's
I don't have to
she's
convince her
using
for
the,
shit.
she's using the God?
No, this is what you
the
listen.
God
I
button.
don't have to convince her for nothing,
Okay,
right? I don't. I'm getting married.
right.
See,
Either you with it or you not. If you're not, then just know you chose not to come to your kid's wedding. You chose not to see your grandkids ever. Like you chose that. But I'm telling you, this is what I want. Like you know what I'm saying. And as my parent, you're supposed to support me.
I feel like I don't know about everybody, but like I think more Africans are getting more progressive.
Me, I wasn't
That
rebellious.
line
It's not hard for me to be rebellious at all. Like
But you're not the norm.
I mean,
So yeah, I do usually though. Like I think that I won't say usually, but a lot of times there is that part where the guy wants his mom to be.
ideally, everyone wants everyone to be supportive of whatever you're doing.
Absolutely, yeah.
Everyone ideally wants that, but sometimes it doesn't work out like that. And if it doesn't, then I mean, it is what it is, man. And this the thing. Like my parents, right? In our family, my dad's side of the family didn't really like my mom's, right? So my thing is, mom, why would you want to put somebody through that shit?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you used to always, because I'm the oldest. Me and my mom are real close. So she used to always talk to me about that shit and like how she didn't like how they treated her and all that shit. But why would you go through that and then put somebody else through that?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So
I actually read something about that, about
This cat, man.
suffering, the cycle of
yeah, and
suffering.
sometimes
You wanting someone to suffer because you had to
you suffered, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you
Kinda
don't like the
earned
new
it,
wife
yeah.
because she enjoying what you didn't enjoy.
And they still haven't earned it.
They haven't.
They still aren't happy. You know, like
And I mean that's on them, bro. They ain't got
Suffer,
nothing to do
suffer,
with me,
suffer.
bro.
Yeah.
Go find go therapy for
I
that.
agree with what you just said.
Do African parents know therapy? They
It's
don't know therapy.
it's very psychological. Like because if you look at life life, and just look at the career world. You know, people like, oh, I went through this, this, and this to get to the top to where I'm at. You're not gonna just walk in here and think you're just gonna get to the top just like that. So not trying to put both of them on the same level, but you know, it's just this idea of this is what I went through, and they don't want the person to suffer. Like your mom would, let's say your mom went through some stuff or whatnot. She doesn't want your wife to suffer.
Subconsciously, she might.
However, she's probably feeling like, okay, well, I went through this, and I feel like it made me a better person. Let's see what you're. No, because it's like you go through this suffering.
That's called being toxic. That's what it's called.
Exactly, but how do you tell somebody that's going through that and they become that is toxic? Like they go through the younger years.
Tell
they go
them.
through
Like,
it.
you just tell them, and if they don't accept it, I mean,
But
see
here's
me,
the thing: they already knew it was toxic when they were going through it. But in some way during that path, they learned to accept it as what it is and not look at it as toxic. So now they've already gone through it, and now you're trying to tell them it's toxic. They've already been through that. What can you tell that person?
Well, I don't give a damn how they feel at that point.
I mean,
I'm concerned
I
about
respect
my
that, yeah.
happiness. You get what I'm saying?
But how
You
does
had
every-
your chance to live your life with the person you want to live with. You know what I'm saying? You make that choice, right? And you picked the bad hand. I picked the good hand.
But you do know that, you do realize that sometimes whatever like our friends, family, or mom says about somebody, like we may not see it unless the relationship is over and be like, wow, I do see it now. They were this way,
Yeah,
this
if
way,
it's
that
a
way.
valid
So what
reason,
if you're
bro.
too blinded by the love that you guys have that you can't actually see the reason why
Valid
they're saying
reason.
that?
Valid
That's what
reason.
that's why you say valid reason. So
Valid
it can't be
reason.
something like
It can't be
tribe
something
or
stupid.
this woman is,
If she
you know,
says
she's
something
too skinny
valid,
or
right?
she's too whatever.
Like
Yeah.
she's lazy or
Yeah.
okay, why do you feel she's lazy? Like I need something valid. And I'll be
Right.
like, then I can look into it.
Not the prayer.
But if you're telling me
Not
some
the vision.
bullshit,
Not the
nah,
vision.
bro. I need something
God.
tangible. That's nonsense, bro.
So
You
it
need
sounds like
something-
a cop-out reason.
Yeah.
I mean, some people's moms actually might get visions. Some people's moms actually do wake up at 3 a.m., say, I saw a car come into your car or whatever. I gotta call my son, call their son. And you know, the son almost had an accident. or
Why did
whatever.
she have vision to get into a good marriage then? Why did she visualize that?
Can she control God?
Oh.
I'll
Can't
take it up
control
with
the
God.
vision.
But sometimes it
But
does
she's not getting
happen.
vision for her own, but she's getting vision for her person.
It's easier to see another people's problem than it is to see.
Yeah.
I'm just playing devil's advocate. Well,
Yeah, I definitely
sometimes.
feel your visions and all that kind of stuff. That gets very, very touchy because I don't know. I can't really mess with that.
Yeah.
So leave me.
No, I'm not going to like, if she has vision, she has vision. I'm not going to talk about, my thing is, okay, if you have vision, tell that same God.
To show
Talk to
me.
everybody, like, I'm his child too.
Now my own
Tell me
marriage.
too.
It's my own
It's
marriage.
my own marriage, yeah. So it's like,
Let me
I'm
see.
not telling
Can't
you
be
to
stealing
talk
for
to
that
you.
person's marriage. That is.
But then again, it's also
What's
my
that?
job, like if I'm really feeling this girl, for everything my mom says, I should be able to like, nah, it's this, nah, it's this. Now, if I keep killing everyone, then she pulls, God told me. I'm like, all right, tell God, God told me.
Come on, tell me.
Then when he tells me,
Okay,
then
I can see that.
Yeah.
Especially if God tells you the opposite.
Right.
Then you realize.
Because like, if God is telling me that, yo, this is me, and you telling me that, God is not going to confess your shit. So,
Not, okay.
you
Not.
know,
He's not.
Interesting. So we definitely segued off of the original topic, but I do.
What was the topic?
yeah,
Is that
Who's
We're
like,
talking about the power of choice, men.
we
Yeah.
went
So we segued a whole lot, but we had to really let that happen because that conversation right there was very, very good and necessary. So I really hope that everybody that's tuning in really got some good value out of that. So we're gonna use this time to jump into the next topic. This is a little bit more free and relaxed, not as much. What do you call it?
Basbos.
Yes. Yeah. That. Okay, so it goes. I have 5 bridesmaids, and I want everyone to look similar in uniform.
I know how this goes.
I want them all to wear a particular hairstyle, quote unquote, wig on my wedding day. One of my bridesmaids has locks. She reached out to me on the side to say that she thinks it's disrespectful of me to expect her to cover up her locks. I told her I didn't tell her to cut it off, which obviously would be disrespectful. I just needed her to cover it up for one day. I mean, did she expect me to tell the other girls to grow locks? Blah, blah, blah. So she says, bridesmaids can be so difficult. It's my wedding day. I'm so torn by this. She is one of my good friends.
See, I feel like at that point, she should have discussed that with her friend, because if she asked that girl to be her bridesmaid, she knew she had locks. She's probably been growing those locks for years.
No, she didn't even say she should cut it. She said
She's
wear a
not
freaking
saying you should
wig.
cut it, which I'm saying, like, the girls, like, she
You
should
know how
have
the head-
expected
you know how the head
something
would look?
like that. Exactly. Locks, she don't know if her locks is gonna look good under a wig.
You know what? Me, I'm for this person. I'm like, it's my wedding day. See, if you don't want to be one of my bridesmaids, I don't care how close we are.
Why
If you don't
did
want to be one of my bridesmaids and you don't want to look uniform, then maybe you should just be in the audience. Like, I don't give a shit. I want my pictures to look good. It's my
So
wedding
is
day.
the locks
It's
that's
my
gonna make you look
day.
bad?
No, it's my
Okay.
no. It's something as simple as we can work it out. You can bring locks down and wear a wig for just one
No, but I
day.
understand it. The girl's not saying she has an issue wearing the wig. She's saying it's disrespectful for her friend to ask her to wear the wig.
And it's
So
also-
that's just the friend's unwillingness to put on a damn wig in the first place.
Do you know there was even one I saw where the girl was complaining, wanted all her bridesmaids to look a certain size.
That one
Boot
is
camp.
different.
Wait
That
now.
one is different.
But that's what I'm saying. Sometimes this wedding thing, people are not, that's the nice opportunity to not be entitled and bring out that demon that's inside them and not display that madness.
I just
Because
feel
why
like-
would you not be doing that? That's
Really that serious?
You know
I
that
think,
oh, man.
I think they're both like exaggerating though, because okay, yes, you're right. It's your day. You deserve to have what you want, right? That friend should be willing to make that sacrifice. But if that's just so above her that she
Like,
can't,
don't ask her
then
now.
she should just withdraw.
Exactly.
Like
She-
withdraw.
You said, as you know, say when you're writing this list now, right? That okay, I want the hair to look like this. Right, you already have this vision. Then you now visualize, okay, who are the people going to ask? You
the
now
last
know,
person
you now know that this person has dada on their
She
head.
won't want
You
to.
now gonna ask. No,
You're
like
making it
wickedness.
seem
She
like
wants
it's
it.
like bridesmaid is
No.
a guest list. No,
No,
it's the people
listen.
around you.
Exactly.
It's
So you
people
for you
around
too,
you.
too.
Around you.
Cool. Not be everybody around you.
So let me ask,
You
why,
know the
So
person.
she should know
Why-
how her
for-
friend feels about her
for the
hair.
females out there, why is this
Exactly.
so important? And the reason why I ask that is, for me, my groomsmen, I don't care if they have baldy, which I rock
Nah, you
baldy.
should be
I don't
checking
care.
that.
Everybody,
I don't care if they
that
have a
lace
season.
front
I don't
buzz
care
cut.
if they have braids, locks, whatever it may be. As long as I put you up there with me and you show up, I value you just showing up. So it's not important to me what their hairstyle looks like.
But you're not the one
It's
who's planning the
different,
aesthetics
Yeah, so
of the
what I'm
wedding.
asking
and
is-
how
So
it-
the hair is body
Honestly,
aesthetic.
wedding
of the
day
What
wedding.
I'm saying, why is
So
this
hair.
so important?
Groom
Hey,
may show up.
so you're trying to tell me, guess people that will come to this wedding will see when this
Wait, hold
wedding
on.
was fine. Oh, hey, with that bridesmaid would have just wore.
But hold on,
Well,
why,
we gonna
why,
have-
for the
That's
females-
people, I like that.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
People are like
hold on,
that.
For the females, just help me and the rest of the guys out there understand why that's so important. Why are those
I actually
details
don't agree.
very
I am actually the very opposite. I just don't think that is. I don't think that should be a thing. I think if this person is wearing locks and this is someone that's close to you, why they're your bridesmaid in the first place. If that person's close to you and that person has locks and that person says, I don't feel comfortable wearing a wig on my head, then you say, okay, cool, we're gonna part your hair this way. We're gonna give you some nice little tight locks and make it look as best as they can look or whatever. But I wouldn't say, okay, you gotta get out of my thing, or I wouldn't say,
They don't ask
oh,
any
why
questions,
couldn't you?
yeah.
I'm gonna ask still because I want it to look that way. But if it's hard for you to do that, or if it's something, my relationship with you trumps this small decision, and my wedding is still gonna look bomb, and you're still gonna look bomb in the dress that I picked. So it's just like, honestly, for me, it would have been a different story if she asked about the dress. Then we would have had some problems, in my opinion.
With different story for it.
If she asked about a dress, like if she said, "Oh, I cannot," like, yeah, that's a different story.
Like, I would understand the dress part, but hair is like, come on, let's.
For me, like personally, I really don't care what she wears. Like if it's my wedding, I don't care. But I put myself in this person's shoes that, okay, I have this certain look that, okay, I want everybody to have a ponytail, right? Even if like I can make do with her locks being in a ponytail, but if her locks cannot be in a ponytail, I'm like, okay, well we have to get you a wig or something. And I know that as my friend, this is just one thing that I'm asking you to do on my day. And if you're not gonna be a part of it, I'm not gonna force you. I will either replace you or I'll just cut the thing short, like because I want the pictures to be a certain way, and I
And
want
then
my
there's
wedding
no
to
hard
look a
feelings.
certain way.
That's valid though.
It's
That's
not
still
really
valid.
You know,
That's
I think this is
right.
for y'all to argue about, because I can't even try to give a damn. I'm really trying so hard.
Look, okay,
give a
let me-
damn about
let me
hair,
just
bro.
paint
I'm
the
just
picture,
trying to, like,
right?
Yeah, I can't
Let me
even.
paint a picture. Some people are more relaxed like us that we don't really care what your hair look like, just look presentable.
Right.
Some women have been planning their wedding since they were 5. They have a specific way they want everything to look. If you're not with it, get out. Like they're die-hard brides. That's what you call bridezilla, right? Or maybe not even bridezilla, but like, they want what they want.
So what happened to these people after they get married?
Oh, they'll go to their honeymoon and live their life, and then they'll start,
Then
they'll start planning the next master
Right.
thing.
It's
They start
Their
planning their
future child's
children's
graduation, their
Right.
future child's wedding, whatever. But I just don't think that that's a valid reason to end the friendship. Like, she probably didn't have a serious sit-down conversation with her friend. It's probably miscommunication. Maybe she passed it along the wrong way. Who knows how they communicated
Right.
it. Like, if you actually sit down with your good friend and say, hey, can we work something out? I'm sure y'all will find a compromise. And if not, you can't force somebody to be
And
in a wedding.
honestly, hair is something that can like easily be changed. If it was like that whole body, oh, I want everybody to be a size.
Yeah.
I'm like, no,
That
I'm
one
not doing
is
your
mine.
wedding.
That
You
one
have
is
to- I will have to
mine.
lose weight
I'm
for the
like,
wedding.
right. I'm like, you know what? I don't have to be a part of the bridal train, but it's
Well, that's
hair.
true.
Hair is something that like you can fix it. You can like make it anyway. Like everyone can even have a different hairstyle. That's what you want. You want everyone to have a different hairstyle. That's something that's really easily fixable. So
I want to jump into the chat real quick. Sorry guys, I didn't jump into it earlier. Going to touch a couple of points that were made. Maria says bridesmaids are meant to serve. They're the community. Whatever,
Queen bee.
okay. Thank you. Whatever Queen Bee wants for her day, her tribe provides. She also said earlier, it depends on the bride and what she wants. Some brides are relaxed, others want everyone to look alike. It's preferential. I personally don't think it's that serious. Adela says, if you know your friend doesn't like wigs and it's really about her locks, there's a way you can approach the topic to where a friend that really cares about you would be down to wear the wig. So it's really just, I guess,
Communication.
communication, finding the middle ground, everybody coming together. Because of course it's a celebration.
Right.
You want everybody to be happy. I'm sure the bride wants her bridesmaids to feel beautiful and look great and have just as much fun as she's having on her wedding day. Well, she's supposed to have.
I've never seen a busted looking bridesmaid, so I mean,
I've seen
ponytail,
some
wig or not. You see
I've
some
been to a
busted?
couple
I've seen some
weddings.
busted.
Yeah, I've seen. Okay, let's
They don't
stop.
shave.
Maybe I've seen some.
Boy,
you see, where I think it would be different, or be a problem, is if like this
If the
person
bride
in
just-
locks, right, decides to wear the wig, and then for her own day, she's like, okay, I want you to wear this type of hair. I want everybody to look blonde, and you're like, oh, I cannot do it. I'm not gonna wear
No,
blonde.
that's
That's gonna be a
rubbish.
problem.
Yeah, that's rubbish.
Exactly.
That's fighting words. That's end of
What
friendship
do
words.
you mean? What do you mean?
Yeah.
I did for you. And you
I ain't
didn't.
gonna lie, I'm so happy I'm a man right now because I don't even know how y'all giving a damn about hair, bro.
It's
Right.
I mean, it's women, so.
I don't know.
I also think it depends on how you say it. I feel like if you say something with love, like it's very easy to come to a compromise. And if you don't come to a compromise, if you are saying it with love, then it's like, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but this is my day. This is my dream. This blah, blah, blah. It's my opinion when you get disrespectful. Like, how could you disrespect me by asking me to wear this? And you know I've been growing my locks, blah, 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 blah. When you come out of things from a place where it's all combative, that's when you have a problem, honestly.
So-
But if someone really came up to you and was like, you know, girl, I love you, but I want to be in your wedding, but you know that this means a lot to me, and I really can't do, you know what I mean? Like,
So, give the energy you want to receive. So
yes,
exchange
yes,
energy.
yes.
I feel that. So let's go ahead and jump into the last topic real quick. I like this because it screams bipolarism to me. It says, I don't want a relationship with anyone right now, but I want to date. I want a consistent person to talk to. I want you on me, but not too much to where you keep asking where I'm at. And I don't want you telling me what to do, but I want us to have fun. But I don't want you talking to anyone else.
Is this a man or a woman?
They should go and get a
Is this a
sugar
man or
baby.
is this a man or a woman?
They
First
should
of
go
all?
get a sugar baby. Is that not what I'm
It's
hearing?
undisclosed. So we're not
Undisclosed.
sure. Yeah.
This
It
is
sounds
a
like
You
a
can get
woman.
a sugar baby.
Sound like
too.
a
It sounds like a woman to me.
Sugar baby is not gender based. You
It
can
does
get a
not sound like
sugar
a
baby.
No, it does not sound like a woman.
It sounds like a man.
Both
Yes,
sides,
it sounds
though.
like a
I can
man.
see
I can see it as a man or a
It
woman.
sounds like
The
a
person
man.
just wants a situationship. That's what it
Right,
sounds
the
like.
person's
It sounds like
confused.
they're mad.
Because is the ending part where it said, I want all of this,
But
I don't want you to talk to anybody else.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't
Yeah,
I'm like,
talk.
wow.
But this is the part
Madness.
they can talk to other people. Though.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's
Yeah.
like,
They want a situation where they can go
Do
on
what-
dates, do what they want.
They're
to do.
toxic.
Right.
That's what
But
I'm
you do what
hearing.
they want you to do.
I mean,
So let me
it's
ask, does
possible.
anybody know this person in their person?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean,
Like,
Oh, yeah.
have we met this person?
I know.
There's somebody in
I
your
know.
life
Like that
that
this
is.
is-
And if they're watching
I've
right
seen
now,
a few.
you know I know it's you. You know I know it's you.
is there a girl?
It's a girl. She know who she is. If you watching right now, you know. You know goddamn well it's you. Yeah. On that bullshit.
You know
That's
what's
that
crazy?
shit.
What's crazy is
Hell yeah. You might as well put her name on that shit. 'Cause I felt
Exactly.
it, bro. Yeah.
what's crazy is I can see myself being this person.
No, it's easy
That's
to
the
be that
crazy
person.
part.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part.
Crazy
In
is
the
I've
past,
actually, even though I'm
I feel like
saying this,
I've
I've
been on both
actually
sides.
been that
Bro, I was
person.
gonna say like
I really have been that
years
person.
ago.
When I was 28, you feel me? You know what I'm saying?
So it's like
I've been that nigga.
when you were 24. What do you mean? When
Oh,
you
when
were
you-
Up until
Subtract 4 years.
Up until 29, bro, I was
like
that
12 to
nigga.
30, right? Be like,
Up
alright,
until
let me
29,
start.
bro, that was me.
No, but that's easy. It's easy to be that person.
It
because
is, bro.
it's very selfish.
That's
But
selfish.
there are a lot of people
Who are selfish.
that are that people, and I understand
And
it.
society pushes that. Like
Yeah.
right now, society has been pushing that and pushing that and
I'm
pushing
sorry,
that.
you can't claim somebody, like, you pick them as a prize, but you don't want to claim them, like.
It's
if the
putting you
person
in your back
Just
pocket.
in case.
Exactly, like-
Just in case.
Sometimes, let me
Like,
actually
like,
play devil's advocate, right? We talk from the
Your
point of view
20-year-old
of being
self.
this person,
Your
when I was this
20-year-old,
person,
yeah.
right? Now, why you end up being that person is because you can meet somebody, you really vibe with them. You know what I'm saying? You really vibe with them. They meet your checklist and everything, but mentally you're not ready.
You're not mentally, financially.
Financially, you're
just
not ready
So,
to
okay.
be in a relationship.
You realize you're not ready, but you don't want to let them.
Because they're gonna.
See, at the end of the day,
So you
But
realize.
you can't have
so
that
you-
communication.
see, I'm even tell you, look, I'm gonna give y'all a game. Look,
Wait, it's toxic.
hold on, on some
Right.
fuckboy, on some real fuckboy shit, right? How I did this when I was still in the wall, dude. Right?
Hey.
You tell her straight up, look, this is what it is. Like, I really vibe with you and everything. I'm just not ready, right?
But some people
That
don't
I'm just not ready
communicate.
means, and then you should not say to somebody that's like, look, I mean, we technically not together. You dig what I'm saying? Like, I still vibe with you. I'm just not. There's certain factors that are not in place for us to be in a relationship yet.
But you
Why-
say,
But
why
what
is
are
it so
the
hard to let
factors,
go?
like,
You tell her not to talk to
Because she got good pussy. Like, you get what I'm saying? And it's, if you like,
amongst other things, that's why you got.
I mean,
right?
it's one of the factors, and a lot of guys want to sit here in front, but look, you done been under a pussy spell before, you know it. You know it, bro. You done had some ill nana, and you was like, damn. And you want to like cut her up, but you really can't, you know, and you really in limbo for a
But,
minute.
okay,
You know what I'm saying?
question, right?
So
You
let's-
don't have to be financially stable to be in a relationship. Like,
I don't know
Thank
why
you.
you make deep
Why do
dives.
y'all
Y'all, okay.
Why do y'all
We
think?
went to our previous conversation. Did they know this? It is that
money.
That's for children.
For women, you say you've been in that position. Have you been in that position?
Which
Well, I did not say
Have
that.
you been this
I'm
person?
not in
I said I can
So you've never been that
see
person?
myself being in that position, but I didn't say I've been there.
Oh, I thought you said you've
What
been in
reason
that
would
position.
you
Well, have you been there before?
No, I'm still young, 21.
Well, look, 21, this is
I
like
just-
your
I
prime
just
time
can't-
to be that person.
You've been in this position.
I've been on both sides of it.
You've been on both sides.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
for you as a female, why was it so difficult to let that person go? And just be like, you realize you're not. Well, did you realize you weren't ready? Oh, like
Yeah.
okay. But you didn't want to let that person go because.
No, because I liked being around that person. I liked being with that person. I liked all the time that we would spend together, but you knew that that person was not the right person, whether it was whatever these other things were, right? And at the time, because my big thing is communication, I felt like as long as I already communicated that, I was not ready. Whatever happens, don't get too wrapped up, you know what I mean, blah, 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 whatever. But I just felt like I covered my bases by telling you where I was. And if I say that, then you can't bring nothing up against me, and I am liable for nothing. You know what I mean? Like, don't get your feelings like too involved. This is back in the day, but
Last week?
oh no.
But
It's more on the other side, but like, yeah, I just felt like at that point you feel like because you have communicated that you are okay, and a lot of people do that now though.
Yeah.
They feel like
But yours
This
is
is the problem.
different because you said whatever happens, don't get your panties up in a twist, right? So would you have been okay if they moved on and they were like, okay,
Yeah,
it's
I
not
want
working?
somebody else.
so that did happen once, but like
You cried, didn't you? You cried.
You
I
were
did
hurt.
not.
Ah,
I kid you not. I did not.
Cap.
Maybe if let's be real, there are some
Your eyes
privileges.
sweating. Your eyes was
No.
sweating. That's cool.
It really wasn't because my Rolodex was looking like that. So I was just like, all right, that's cool. I'm going to cut that. It still hurt though, and I'll be honest, that hurts because you grew attached. The only reason why you're still doing that is because you still like that person and care about that person. Blah blah. It's gonna hurt, but at that point, if you're aware enough in yourself that you are even able to communicate that, then you're also aware enough in yourself for you to tell yourself, well, this is what it was, and I said that, and blah blah blah, and it is.
I think what's interesting about the human mind too is you already recognize that this person is not for you, but even when they left and moved on, it still hurts.
It's
just really weird because it's like you know this person is not for you.
Yeah.
You know it's better off for them.
Sometimes when they leave, it actually makes you realize, you know what, maybe they are for me. And then you get on some act right, and you like, you know what, I was tripping, you know what I'm saying, my bad.
Okay, well, the problem with what she said, like the layout, is that as a woman, if you say, okay, well, I don't want any of those, I want that, basically. You tell the dude, and they're like, okay, we're cool. And then you spend more time with them, and you're like, you're like, okay, I like this person. But you already told them that, you know,
now you said that.
It's a problem.
And now the guy already has that mentality, and he's acting.
You know,
already going.
Then she start talking some feelings. She's like, hold on, but you said you wasn't on that.
The thing that most women know about stuff like this, and I think also guys too, but they just don't talk about it. Anytime you enter into something like this, it will end in breakfast, chopping breakfast. Who's gonna chop it? That's all. Is it gonna be the man if he walks away? Is it gonna be like, okay, well, this isn't working? That's the only amicable way for that to work is if both of you say, I'm gonna enter this, I agree, and then at the end of it, you're like, okay, this isn't working. Right. But the only other way first, somebody's gonna chop breakfast. Yeah. Somebody's
so you can't control your feelings.
Somebody will shed tears.
I ain't gonna lie, I've been the nigga to shed a couple tears though. I ain't gonna lie. You go into a situation thinking it's finna just be some, you know, knocking boots, and then she fuck around be a whole vibe. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what happens, and that's what gets it all. Like,
So when you meet somebody and you feel like, okay, this may not work, where does that feeling come from? Like, what are we looking at because I've been there too. It's like, what am I looking at to make you feel like, oh, you may not be the person for me? Because I've not spent enough time with this person to in my mind, oh, this person isn't for me. Like a week is not enough time to meet somebody, and because you barely even know yourself each day. So how the hell are you gonna meet somebody and say after a week of knowing somebody, oh, you're not for me? Because
I don't think anybody said a week though. I think you're the one that brought up a week, but I don't think people know that after a week. I feel like people know that after spending a lot of time with someone and seeing, oh well, I actually don't like, you know, the way that you hold on to anger. I actually don't like, oh, I actually just seen that you might be a little crazy. Oh, I actually seen that, you know, like whatever.
Yeah, or like if the dude just like does not have space or time in his life for another person.
Yes.
Which is what I've encountered. It's like that. Sometimes it would take me just a week to realize that you don't have the time or the space or the energy to put up with me. So might as well just like go away. Because it's not gonna work. But
I think you always try though. So that's the thing. I feel like that's why I said not a week, because I feel like even when you see those things, you're like, okay, well, that's just something that I might have to work with. Can I work with that? Yeah, I can work with that. Blah, 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 and then you keep going on. And then you stay in the situationship, and then it ends up still being good and whatever. And you might be the one benefiting the most, and then it becomes very lopsided, and that's when you have to let it go.
Right.
I didn't see the situation with one of my friends. The girl, let's for lack of a better term, she was free-spirited, right? And he knew she was. He knew what she was on, you know what I'm saying? But she was a real vibe, bro. So now he want to get on Captain Save-A-Ho, you know what I'm saying? And try to save her, like, you know, like you could do better, but bro, this what she is, dog. Like, you know this what she is. You know this what she on, bro. Like, come on, bro. You go in the party, it's 7 niggas who done knocked it down. What you talking about, bro? You know what it is, but you want to catch feelings because, you know, behind the hoishness.
You don't know her like he does.
Exactly, but he also forgetting that she a hoe. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even like she like she trying to put that behind her. She actively still in it. Like, you dig what I'm saying?
You know what you're explaining? It just my mind just goes to that. Like when guys would they would try to make a stripper their girlfriend, but then when that sounds like it's.
But she a stripper. You want to be mad she's doing stripper shit.
But then they get mad, exactly.
But then they get mad like when she's doing her stripper.
Yeah, bro. Like hoes gonna be hoes, bro. You mad she doing what she is, bro? That's what she is. Bro.
I mean, this also happens vice versa.
And the
crazy thing, a man is a hoe.
Yeah, but and you think you're gonna be the good girl to take him out the streets.
Oh, yes, y'all be on
that
that?
happens.
Y'all do that?
Fix a
Oh,
man.
wow. I did not know girls do that.
Yeah.
bro, girl.
It means a lot.
Very, it happens
Or
more
they
than
be like, oh yeah, I can change him.
Right.
You change
because
me.
but let's
No,
because that
stupid.
person is also all of a sudden saying all these sweet things to you that don't go with that image that you know everybody else sees. So you feel like, oh, he must really like me. You know, he's saying all this,
This
and
what I
I'm gonna be
think
his
it is.
princess, and he's gonna do da 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 da.
That's why-
All of that.
I'm doing
All of
To
that.
this day,
Sometimes-
I don't understand why people are attracted to something that they know is not for them, it's not healthy for them.
Opposites attract.
Have you ever been dickmatized?
Okay, so let's go ahead. We're gonna jump into the chat really quick. No, only because we gotta wrap up. We can follow this up after the camera's off. We can
Behind
actually
the
keep talking.
scenes.
So real quick, just to jump
Her eyes
into the
pop out
chat.
her head when you say it too.
Tony says this is probably 49% of the dating pool at the moment. People just don't say it because it sounds crazy. She also said, let's be honest here, you don't need to be financially stable, but you should be. Talking to, I think she was talking about the comment that you made. Adeola says, Tony is speaking facts. I think people interchange financial stability and rich/wealthy/balling. You don't have to be rich, but ability to pay rent and bills is probably a good idea if you want to be dating. T-Pain told us that you can be in love with a stripper. That was from
You can.
John.
Yeah, you can, but you
Right,
shouldn't.
You can't be in a relationship with this.
No, you can, but
Yes,
you gotta
you
know.
can. Yes, you
You
can.
just gotta know what it come with. You
Yeah.
can't be, for example, they say first of all, not all strippers actually have sex for money, right? But now let's say you were one of the few that don't have sex for money, right? You can't be with her and then be getting mad that it's niggas like looking at her lustfully.
Or in love with
Or
her.
niggas in her
love with
DMs.
her,
Or
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You can't trip on that, bro. You knew what the fuck it was before you got into this, bro.
That's how
You
she
knew
got
what it
you
was.
in the first
Yeah,
place,
right?
Because the same shit these niggas looking at, that's what you was seeing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Back to my friend who loved the hoe. That's why he loved her. Because that's what got his attention. Somebody knocked it down and told him, hey, bro, she got that fire. And he went to go find out.
Oh
And
my
then got
God.
stuck in it. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so
He
we're gonna
was
wrap it up
weak.
real quick. We'll continue the conversation once the camera's off. Shout out to OT real quick. You do have a show tonight. You can say it again to the.
Yeah, show
So the
tonight.
viewers.
Go on my Instagram. You'll see all the info at OTWHITE.
Okay. Any last comments from anybody else?
Don't date a bum.
Okay.
Make sure he has money.
Oh.
See?
You don't have to have money, but don't be a
Lola.
bum. Have
We
ambition.
just want to be your princess.
Right, that one.
John.
Have ambition, please.
That one.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Go
Yes,
ahead.
yes.
And as always, black men don't cheat, black men don't lie, and black men don't steal.
Can you
Yes,
stop?
sir.
Thank you all for tuning in. Hit the subscribe
Yeah.
button, share with your family and friends. Go to, if you want to be part of the cast up here, go to www.CTalkTV.com/cast. We would love to have new faces up here. We'd also like to hear topic ideas from the viewers. If you have great topics that you'd like for us to talk about, definitely share that with us. Again, thank you all very much for tuning in with us live on Sundays at 2 p.m. We'll be back again next week with fresh new faces, maybe a couple of new
Repeat faces.
repeat faces. We'll see what happens. So thank you very much. Y'all have a great one.
Bye.